Welcome back to the Daily Grind. It's Wednesday. That is what we call a bad singing note, I believe, in musical terms. It is Wednesday. Yeah, a little flat or sharp, one of the two. It is Wednesday, and that means it is Daily Grind Day because that's every day. You know, if we can help it, it's every day. I've got the other half of the Two Bucks Sports Show with me, Musty. How are you doing, Mr. Musty? Are you doing good today?
I am. You know, on Wednesdays we wear pink, channeling our best mean girl. Today it's kind of a little red and a lot here, but yeah, man, all things considered, it's a beautiful day today. Can't complain.
Yeah, love it. It's a beautiful day because we get more basketball too. More basketball, I should specify that we don't have to care about. You know,
Exactly.
that's what's been really nice, is you just kind of tune into some of these games and you're like, cool. I don't have nothing. It doesn't matter. You know, if I get to see some dudes lose, you know, like it's just good hoops. You know, like there were a couple things, although I say dudes lose, I don't like seeing, well, that first game was a hell of a ball game. The Lakers Pelicans game. It was like, me and Uncle Buck on Monday talked about I think both of us agreed you don't throw the game, but I know a lot of people on ESPN, they were like, do you throw the game if you're the Lakers to get the Thunder? You can't do that. I mean, you just could not.
Nope.
And they didn't, man. They came out to hoop, and Zion was hooping like 40 points before he got hurt. Like, I don't know if the Lakers win that game, you know, if he gets hurt. I don't know. And it's a bummer too, because it looks like, I think I just saw, it looks like Zion's missing the playing game against the Kings. It looks like he's out.
No.
Yeah. Which is a bummer because but did you get to watch any of the games yesterday?
I did. I watched most of the first one, not as much of the Warriors Kings, but I was keeping up with it. But I watched most of the first one. Was Brandon Ingram on minutes restrictions last night? Because he got 25 minutes, but it didn't feel like he was playing in a lot of pivotal moments. And then LeBron just didn't have it last night. They won in spite of him going 6 for 20. I mean, he finished with a decent line, but he looked tired. He looked beat up. He did not look like himself. And you're right, man. Zion was absolutely bodying AD last night, and they had nothing for him. If he doesn't get hurt like this game, I think we're having a much different conversation.
Well, and also, I mean, the winner of that game gets the Nuggets. Like that version of Zion might be able to go up against, you know, the Joker. You know, like he might be able to do it. But I mean, we're in for another Lakers Nuggets, another series, man. And I don't know. If I'm the Lakers, I'd rather play him now.
Yeah, don't let them get heated up. I mean, you know, the Lakers are going to struggle. The Lakers are going to struggle with the Nuggets. They were going to struggle with the Kings because Sabonis, like anytime there's a big center that rebounds well, the Lakers struggle, right? And that's what Sabonis does really well. Obviously, you know, the Joker has got a skill set that Anthony Davis cannot keep up with. I mean, who can, to be honest? No. But I don't think they were setting themselves up for success either way. But you're right. If you're going to play the Nuggets, play them now. Don't play them in a couple of weeks when they're back and they're a well-oiled machine. And you know, Jamal Murray's playing great basketball right now too. You know, he's kind of overshadowed because he's playing with the Joker, who's incredible. But Jamal Murray is a tough guard, and so I'd rather play him right now. And it's going to be tough too. We'll see. You know, the Lakers bench last night was awful. I think what they finished with 17 points off their bench of 110. That's awful. You're not going to beat many teams in a playoff series like that. Like you can get away with it in a one off, and maybe that's what they were doing, right? They were running their studs as much as they could to win, to move in. But they're going to need much more bench production if they're going to do anything next couple of months. Yeah,
well, man, they have to have that because D'Angelo Russell can't keep shooting like this forever, man. The dude has been on more than a heater. Like this is the best stretch of basketball I've seen him play in a long time. And I really don't see that being sustainable. I mean, I don't know, but it helps them that LeBron gets rest. He needs it. Like we saw last night, he was not a good game, not a good game for him, you know?
And I think that's why they kind of ran their studs as much to win this game, was they knew that he needed that rest. Because you're right, he looked tired. AD, you know, he's made of paper mache anyway, and he's nursing that back injury that he had like last week. You know, he went out with that sore back, and so I mean, D'Angelo Russell is just on an absolute different planet, playing a totally different sport right now.
Yeah.
Will he cool off? Who knows? But I think that's what the Lakers were doing. They're pushing all their chips in so they can have some time to let LeBron recover instead of having to play again against the Kings and then go into that, that OKC series. So maybe it was a smart move on their part, but either way, again, if Zion didn't get hurt and Ingram's not on minute restriction last night, I think they're fighting for their playoff lives, and LeBron's got to put in another 40-minute night.
Yeah, well, and honestly, it's like worst case scenario for the Pelicans. Like, you don't want to be in that. You don't want to be where they are in that 8-9 one-game matchup. You know, you don't want to be without Zion, and even if they win now, it's like they go against a good Sacramento team, a good Sacramento team, and Sabonis is like the one part of that, the one part of their team that's firing on all cylinders right now. So it's for sure worst case scenario for them.
Yeah, and two, like, the Kings are talented up and down. Like, yes, like right now, Sabonis is playing the best basketball for them, but they're too talented to be this cold long. And so I think they'll bounce back in a big way. Spoiler alert. But Sabonis is a walking double, and without like Valanciunas can only do so much for that. You need another big body in there to help, because it just feels like every time the ball comes off the rim, there's Sabonis. But if you've got Valanciunas and Zion out there, it's a whole different story for New Orleans. But this is going to be a tough matchup for the Pelicans, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think you're right. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we are going to talk about who they are matching up against after that Warriors-Kings game, which I don't gamble, because when I do, it typically does not go my way. But I would have bet that the Warriors won last night, to be perfectly honest. I don't know. I would have, but it might be over for them. We're going to talk more about that after this break when we return.
Not just the level of individual talent that he plays, but it's also the level of his mind. We haven't gotten cross-court open shot this year. We haven't seen that pass a lot. Number one, you got to respect him going to the basket. There's a roller. I got to watch the roller. He has the mind to be able to say, I see all of that, but now I see this guy over here. I'm going to get him this open shot. How shifty he is to always be going forward. It's usually side to side. Yeah. His dribble moves are side to side, but going forward. Right. Which is very hard to defend. I just want to get you, as many times can I get you to do this? But for him, it's not here. It is here, which is are his moves to get down the floor. It's awkward for a defender to try to catch a cadence. You dribble. So now what I do is, now when you go put that ball down, I'm going for it. But with him, it's hard for my cadence. But what's my cadence for you? I don't know what it is.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Who do you need to step it up? Outside of David Jones, I think David Jones is David Jones.
I don't think you need him to step it up because he's been performing.
Yeah, he's David Jones. Outside of him, he's fine.
I think Quinterly needs to play better.
In what way? He's facilitating the ball well. What do you I don't.
2 at 12 from the field's not cutting it.
It's not great. It's not great.
And I don't need a runner 3 from the top of the key with 3.5 seconds left.
Is Virginia the game where Jordan Brown is going to cook? Those dudes aren't looking to run the ball.
Cook what? Dude, I thought he was going to have a freaking night. He came out with that fresh cut, lined up. And then literally within the first 15 seconds, missed a wide open layup. And then picked up 2 fouls right away.
I feel real lied to, because I thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy.
Didn't think it did anything for you.
Well, I think
we all thought we were getting a 20 and 10 guy. And we are getting that in David Jones.
I'm not even getting 20 or 10 minutes out of the guy.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. You can find this and other shows like the $2 Sports Show. I've got the quote unquote better half of that show here. We got Uncle Buck and we got Musty. I'm sorry that's sticking. You told me the name on the show, and it's easy for me to remember. And it's like, I'll put you before Uncle Buck, Musty and Uncle Buck. That's better.
That's at least better than the alternative, I guess.
Exactly. But we already just got done talking about Pelicans Lakers. Lakers got the Nuggets. Woo! Pelicans have one more game against the Kings after the Kings beat the Warriors and not just beat them, man, but they looked bad. The Warriors looked awful. Like Clay was 0 for what? 0 for 10?
0 for 10.
That's playing bad. Like I don't know, man. Like I just don't. Nobody else showed up. Kuminga played well, I guess.
He did. He always does coming off the bench. He's a force as that 6 man, and like I'm here for it. To be honest with you, you know I've always been a Warrior hater. Don't like Steph. Never Clay. Draymond's a bum. I'm here for the demise and the fall. That I'm gonna say this here on our show, and then next week, next year they're gonna be right back in the thick of it. But I'm here for the fall of the dynasty, man. I'm over it. I love watching Clay struggle, and he struggled mightily last night. Like you said, they didn't just beat him, but they beat them. Like it was a boat race from the start. I think the Warriors shot like 40% from the floor, just like 31% from three. Not a good night. They couldn't hit anything, and the Kings just took it to them. Keegan Murray finished with what, like 32? I think he had last night. Just a phenomenal game, and the Kings looked the part, man. They look like a team that's going to make some noise.
Well, man, and if they can get Kevin Huerter back, like I know Malik Monk's probably out for the season. Like I don't think they're getting him back, but if they can get Kevin Huerter back, I'm not sure what his injury status is. But if they looked the part last night, and they looked the part too of a team that could, assuming they beat the Pelicans. The Pelicans without Zion, I just think it's going to be hard. It's just different. It's going to be they're two very different teams, and. If that's the Kings team we're getting, my money's going to be on this Kings team. And if that Kings team gets OKC, it's not going to be an easy out for OKC. Sabonis is too good.
I'm not a huge believer in OKC. I mean, SGA is good. Like he's a great player. Chet is good. You start, Josh Giddey. Like I don't believe in your basketball team if he's a starter on your basketball team. But I think the Kings are very talented. I think OKC is good, but they might be a little overrated, and I think this Kings team could give them trouble. I don't see OKC making a deep run. They kind of backdoored into that 1 seed with other teams losing, not necessarily earning it. And so I think that this could be a team that gives them trouble. I mean, either one of these teams, especially New Orleans plus Zion, is going to give everybody trouble the way Zion's been playing. But this Kings team would also give OKC fits.
I mean, I think. If this Pelicans team is healthy and everybody's playing the way they're supposed to, they can beat OKC in the first round. It'd be a tough series, Absolutely. But I could think they beat them. I don't see the OKC team getting farther than the second round. Yeah, I mean, I think they might get to the second. If they beat this whoever they get in the first round, if they beat them, I think they'll fall to whoever they get after that. I think you said I'm not high on them. I don't think they got the luck of the draw here for that 1 seed.
Yeah, they called it at a time when the West is a little bit down, right? You've got the Nuggets, you've got OKC, and then like Golden State's falling. Like we're not good this year because of injuries, right? Like there's so many teams. Portland's an afterthought. Houston wasn't that good. Dallas is okay, but they're not great.
San Antonio's going to be good. Wemby's carried them through half the season. Like they're going to be good.
They're going to be good, but like this is your window if you're going to do something, and I just don't think that they're good enough to come out of the Western Conference in a year that the Western Conference is just down. I don't think that they are.
Yeah, and if they get the Kings, like if the Kings pull this out, they're going to get. They don't have size. They will not have anybody to throw at Sabonis. They won't. I mean, and that will be
a walking bucket.
Dude, say what you want about him. I know a lot of people are out on him. I'm all in, dude. I'm all in, man. If I had the opportunity to have him be my starting center, I would take it in a heartbeat.
Let's package that lottery pick and whatever else and send him to Sacramento. They don't want him. Come on.
I people that are out on him, I'm just like, so what? I don't know. He may not get you 40 on a night, but he's going to be a walking double-double. When was the last time he didn't get a double-double? I don't know.
After rooting for a team that does not rebound the ball, give me all the rebounds. Like I'll take all of them, and Sabonis gets them. So I'm here for it. I will never be down on Sabonis.
No, and I honestly, I think I love their coach. I like Mike Brown a lot, and I think a lot. And hats off to the Thunder coach too. But like, I'm honestly, if it is a Thunder's Kings matchup, I'm gonna be excited for the coach because it's be two good rosters, and I don't know. There's a lot of chess that you can have there with when you have Sabonis. He can account for a lot of your team's like your shortcomings, like having a Kevin Huerter out. Like he can make up for that. And I don't know. I think it'll be a really fascinating series, assuming they get through the Pelicans.
I did too, because like Chet ain't got enough, lead in his britches, as one might say. He's too skinny. Sabonis will push him around, right?
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't have a shot. Sabonis is too aggressive and too big in the paint.
Yep.
He looks like he belongs on like an H&R Block commercial with his hair all perfect and like a suit and tie, but I mean, he's a board, right? He's just a rebounder, man. And like he's a hooper. And if you can't see that, then I don't know that I trust your basketball opinion.
Yep. Well, and at the end of the day, the road to the championship, you're going to go through Denver, and
100%.
You're going to need somebody that can get. They're going to have to get a board, know. And if like it helps if they can get a bucket, but I mean, you're going to need to win you got to attack the glass. You're going to have to out rebound the guy if you stand a chance. And Sabonis is one of the guys that offers you that shot.
They can do that. And then the Kings are a little bit deeper too, right? They've got notorious Grizz killer, guy who I've always wanted to be a Grizz, Harrison Barnes. De'Aaron Fox can get buckets. Like the Kings are set up for a deep run. They've got some injuries, like you said, if they can come back from some of that. Like they got a roster that can make a splash. Again, in a Western Conference is not as lethal as it normally is.
Yeah.
I don't trust the Lakers. They're old. They look old. They look tired outside of D'Angelo Russell. Dallas, I don't necessarily trust, because if you can stop, Luka and Kyrie are really their only, offense right now. I don't really trust a lot of teams in the Western Conference outside of Denver, because we all know they're the best team in the Western Conference, if not the league again. Yeah. I mean, why not let it, we had some parity for a while until UConn kind of took over with NC State in March Madness. Let's do it in the NBA playoffs, man. Let's let the Kings make a deep run.
Well, I mean, too, and if Keegan Murray goes off for 30 plus every night, it's going to be tough to beat him, because he's one guy that they were like, is he going to continue to? He had a great season last year. Is he going to keep doing that? And it was up and down. It was up and down. If they get this Keegan Murray every night, good luck, because I mean, there's 3 dudes you're going to have to account for every night, and you got Harrison Barnes, you got De'Aaron Fox, and you got Sabonis. They get 1 or 2 other guys popping off. It's going to be tough. Man.
I mean, Keegan Murray shot 50% from the floor last night. 50%. Not sustainable. He'll regress back to the mean. But if you get that twice in a 7-game series, I mean, that's tough, man. That's
all you need. If you need him to do it twice, if he can do that twice, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, you know what? No more enough play-in talk. I want to hear about what you're watching. It's not Tuesday, but we're going to be tubing on Wednesday. That's doesn't have as much of a ring to it. But after this break, we will tubing Tuesdays on Wednesdays. It's gross. We'll get a backtrack on next week, but right after this break.
I'm just big on being able to vocalize what someone's role is. I always thought my best coaches were the people that let me know exactly what you expect from me. Now I might not like it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you come to me man to man to say, this is how we think we're gonna play you, bang, 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 and hopefully everybody understand. I'm not saying that this has not been done with this team. I'm just saying from my experience, we all have egos when we get to this game. Right. All of us, to the last person on the bench, you got an ego, but all of us can't be the man. Yeah, you got to be able to say, okay, he's the man, but what do I do and what can I do to help us be good? And if it's vocalized to you, then you know exactly what. And if I'm out there doing it, and now I'm not getting the result from you, now we got to sit down and have another conversation. But as long as it is told to you, this is what we expect from you, this is how we want you to play, then I feel like, again, keeping this logo. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Tune in to The Anthony Sane Show, Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. All right, Christian.
Yes.
You are Penny Hardaway.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Today, you're going to play act, okay? Gabe, because you're a Jordan Brown apologist, you're going to be Jordan Brown.
I'm a Jordan Brown apologist. Okay.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Y'all are sitting across the room from each other.
I said, don't tweet him hate. And he's like, you're an apologist. Like, good God. But either way, continue. We're in a room together.
Why did things break down?
Jordan, we brought you in this year to be the centerpiece of our offense. You came in out of shape. Let's call it what it is. Call a spade a spade. We play fast. Told you this when we were recruiting you. We play fast. One of the fastest paces in the country. You have to be able to get up and down the floor. You have failed at that.
Oh, well, I'm leaving. So it's fine. Cool.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the Daily Grind. See, that was better. I had more time to plan, and that was more on key. See, you know, a lot of people say Batman is the best superhero if he has prep time. When I have prep time, I'm not too bad. But this is the Daily Grind, and it's not Tuesday, so we're not tubing. But what are you watching? You know, I normally have Musty here. I'm so sorry. I normally have my good friend Rusty here with me on Tuesdays, but I ain't got no AC, so we didn't meet yesterday. So we're on Wednesdays today. And so just I'm going to take this down because I'm going to get confused if I keep thinking it's Tuesdays. What are you watching today? I've actually got a show that I've been watching that I'm one episode in, and I'm smitten with the show. It's really good. But
what is it? Go ahead. You've already laid the
Fallout, man. Fallout. Have you? Did you ever play the video game?
I did play the video game, but I haven't watched the show.
It's damn good, dude. I was. It's funny. They're nailing the tone, and I didn't even know they were making the show. It kind of snuck up on me. I was just kind of like, oh shoot, Walton Goggins is in this Fallout show, and I love Walton Goggins. Shout out Walton Goggins. I think he's one of the. I would put him in anything. He's like a weird, really eclectic Southern dude, and I love him a lot. But he is phenomenal in it. He plays a ghoul, and for those of you who don't play the games, the ghouls are like the people that have been exposed to radiation, and they have like no nose, and they're the like makeup that he wears is like fantastic. But I'm in love with it after one episode, man. A buddy of mine has finished it already, and he said that he was like, he put it on a masterpiece level. I don't know about that. Him and I have weird taste, but for like to hear nothing but positive stuff from a video game adaptation, when normally those are like,
they're awful.
And I love Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie. Shout out them. They're dope. Last thing I did before the pandemic happened was watch those, and then they shut everything down. You know, video game adaptations normally poo-poo, but apparently this one's good, and it apparently keeps being good. You know, and that I was worried about being one episode in, falling in love, and then it like teetering off
the cliff, right?
Yeah, but sounds like it's chugging along, and it makes me so excited.
Nice, I'll check it out. For me, like I just watched one of my favorite events. I kind of like the Masters, man. It's just it's incredible to watch. You know, seeing all the pageantry. I thought we were gonna have like an epic finish, but Scotty Scheffler hit the gas at the turn on Sunday, and like that was all she wrote, man. Just absolutely
wild.
Dustin. I was rooting for Colin Morikawa. When he birdied 8, I thought, all right, this is his chance. Like he's gonna make a run. And then Scotty was like, I'm the #1 player in the world for a reason, and the only person that was gonna stop him was his wife going into labor on Sunday. And when that didn't happen, he just all gas to the end of the tournament.
Were you expecting that? I mean, I knew that he was really good, but like I've not seen somebody do that on Sunday where they're like, okay, you know what, foot to the throat, this is mine. You know, it felt like a old school wrestling move where they were like, this is mine. You know, he's got that dog in him. He's got that dog in him for a golfer. You know, it's weird. I didn't see it coming.
Yeah, so no, especially because for the better part of the last 2 years, he could not putt at all. And he switched putters about 2, maybe 3 months ago, and all of a sudden found his stroke. And he wasn't missing putts. It felt very much like old school Tiger, right? Like he just took the tournament on that back 9 and said, "This is mine. I'm taking the green jacket." And they asked him at 14. They said, "Are you if you said if your wife goes into labor, are you still leaving?" And he was like, "Absolutely." He said, "You only have one firstborn child," and so. Pretty cool for him to do that. You know, again, the only person who's going to stop him was his wife. So she's the real MVP for Scheffler's camp.
For real.
But it was funny. Like you just get so much cool like pageantry with the Masters too. Like watching Tiger shake hands with Vern Lundquist, who called the Masters forever behind that tree. And then all the funny memes that came out of that of him shaking hands with the tree. But could you imagine, Luke, that like what stood out to me really was the Low Am, that guy, I think he was from Georgia Tech, I think is where he plays at. He's the Low Am. He's a college student. He asked his buddy, "Hey man, I need a caddy for the Masters. Will you do it?" And the kid's 21. He's like, "Absolutely," you know.
Sure.
And then finds himself on the 18th green at Augusta with Tiger freaking Woods on a Sunday. Like the picture of the two of them shaking hands, like Tiger is doing the thing, and the caddy is just completely starstruck. And it's just a funny picture watching this kid's face, because I'd be the same way, except for I'd just be a heap, you know, like just like a heap on the ground, shaking hands with Tiger at Sunday at Augusta. But just you get so much cool pageantry with it. And so I was trying to tell some of my coworkers and friends, like, look, like even if you don't watch golf, give this a shot. You'll take a great nap. There's usually a great finish. There's always a story. This year it was the amateur again. Like it's been Will Zalatoris in the past. Can Tiger get another, green jacket when he got that one a few years ago? Like there's always a cool story that comes with the Masters. And so I'm glad that, while the last 9 holes weren't the most competitive, we kind of knew who was going to win. It was still fun to watch. So
yeah.
The weekend, real quick plug to something else. Have you watched Megan Levy on Netflix yet?
No.
So I thought it was going to be cheesy. I watched it with my dad this past weekend. I thought it was going to be this little corny movie about a dog handler, right? That's in the Marines, but it's actually a really cool story, and it was pretty well done. Tells the story of Megan Levy, who was the first female canine handler in U.S. Marine Corps history to see combat, see action. Because like when she went to Afghanistan and Iraq back in 2001, I think it was 2002, the women that were canine handlers only did security at the base. Well, they were short staffed where she was sent in Ramadi, and so they actually sent her out into the city to do bomb patrol, gateways, security, and stuff out there. And it's a story of her and her German Shepherd Rex. And so if you're a fan of dog movies, like women empowerment, like stepping up, to task, great movie. Megan Levy, well done. It's on Netflix. Watched it with dad. And I was like, hey, it's gonna be corny. And then I found myself at the end, really.
Yeah.
It was good. Check it out.
Man, well, shout out the Marine Corps too. My dad was in the Marine Corps for like 25 years. So it's like, shout out them. I'll have to, he passed away a few years ago, but like any Marine Corps movie, I'm like ingrained to be like, yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yep. My granddad was a
And it's
Marine in
about dogs.
Korea. My granddad was a Marine in Korea, so Semper Fi always in our family. And like I said, it's about dogs, and like, it's not too much of a spoiler alert because like Marley and Me wrecked me. Like I will not watch a movie where a dog dies or gets hurt. Rest easy. Like it's a good movie.
Thank you.
And it's not Marley and Me.
Marley and Me kicked me right in the stomach, dude. I was
Oh my God,
you
dude.
know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
I've seen that movie one time and I will literally never watch it again.
thanks, Marley and Me, for ruining our opinion of dog movies.
Yeah, 100%.
Shout out Marley and Me. Shout out Marley if they have podcasts and shows in the doggy afterlife. I bet he is rocking to this one. I bet he
Absolutely.
is. You know he is.
He's
like,
he's running circles, man, chomping into air right now.
He's up wherever the doggy afterlife is. Marley the dog is
That's
there. I would hope so.
Absolutely.
That'll do it for today's episode on the doggy afterlife. We will see you tomorrow. No more Grizzlies, but we do have the East playing, which I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. I hope the Heat get their butt kicked so bad.
Yeah,
I hope the Sixers just walk in and kick them.
I agree. I'm like Uncle Buck, like y'all talking about on Monday. Like I'm tired of these people coasting in. Like get your butt kicked and go home. 100%.
Yep. Get your butt kicked, go home. We will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in to the Daily Grind on Wednesday, not Tuesday.